Ethical understanding refers to the ability of individuals and organizations to recognize and evaluate what is right and responsible decisions when sharing information or interacting with others. Ethical communication requires honesty, transparency, and accountability. When organizations communicate with stakeholders, they must ensure that the information they provide is accurate and not misleading. Miscommunication or dishonest information can damage the reputation of a company and reduce public trust. An ethical approach in business also means considering the impact of decisions on different stakeholders. For example, when a company communicates a new policy to employees or customers, it should ensure that the information is clear, fair, and respectful. Ethical decision-making involves evaluating responsibility and integrity. By applying ethical understanding and communication, organizations can build stronger relationships with employees, partners, and customers. Ethical communication creates a positive corporate culture where trust, openness, and responsibility are valued. The second topic is professionalism and ethical principles. Professionalism refers to the ability of individuals to behave responsibly, respectfully, and ethically in a professional environment. In business communication, professionalism plays a key role in creating effective interactions between employees, managers, and clients. Ethical principles are fundamental guidelines that help professionals maintain integrity and responsibility in their work. Some important ethical principles in business communication include honesty, accountability, respect, fairness, and confidentiality. These principles help employees communicate clearly and responsibly while respecting the rights and perspectives of others. For example, professionals should avoid spreading false information, exaggerating facts, or hiding important details that may influence decisions. They should also respect confidential information within the organization and maintain trust with colleagues and clients. Professional communication also requires individuals to use respectful language, listen actively to others, and collaborate effectively. Even in challenging situations such as conflicts or disagreements, professionals are expected to communicate calmly and respectfully while focusing on finding solutions. Professionalism is also reflected in how individuals maintain discipline and responsibility in the workplace. Employees are expected to complete their tasks on time and fulfill their duties according to company standards. Being responsible for one's work shows commitment and reliability as a professional. For example, in a company project, every team member has specific responsibilities. If an employee fails to complete their assigned task on time, it can delay the entire project. Therefore, Professional employees make sure they manage their time effectively and communicate with their team if any problem occurs. Another important aspect of professionalism is maintaining integrity between words and actions. Professionals should keep their promises and commitments in the workplace. When employees consistently do what they say they will do, it strengthens trust among colleagues and managers. For instance, if a manager promises to provide feedback on an employee's report by the end of the week, the manager should fulfill that commitment. Keeping promises helps build a culture of trust and accountability within the organization. Professionalism is also important in digital communication, especially in today's modern workplace. Employees often communicate through emails, online meetings, and messaging platforms. Therefore, they must ensure that their messages are clear, respectful, and professional. For example, when sending an email to a client, an employee should use polite language, provide clear information, and avoid informal expressions that may appear unprofessional. A well-written email reflects the professionalism of both the employee and the company. In addition, professionalism encourages continuous learning and self-development. Employees who actively improve their skills and knowledge can contribute more effectively to the organization. Companies often provide training programs to help employees enhance their competencies. For example, many companies organize workshops or professional training to improve employees' communication skills, leadership abilities, or technical expertise. By participating in these programs, employees can grow professionally and help the company achieve its goals. Ultimately, when professionalism and ethical principles are consistently practiced within a company, they create a positive organizational culture. Employees feel respected, communication becomes more effective, and the company can build stronger relationships with clients and stakeholders. For example, a company that prioritizes ethical and professional communication will be more trusted by customers. When customers trust a company, they are more likely to continue using its products or services, which contributes to the long-term success of the business. The third topic is marketing ethics and consumer protection. Marketing ethics refers to the moral principles and standards that guide how companies promote, advertise, and sell their products or services to consumers. Ethical marketing ensures that companies communicate honestly, fairly, and responsibly with their customers. In business, marketing activities have a strong influence on consumer decisions. Therefore, companies must ensure that their marketing strategies do not mislead or manipulate consumers. Ethical marketing requires organizations to provide accurate information about their products, including features, benefits, prices, and potential risks. One important aspect of marketing ethics is honest advertising. Companies should avoid exaggerating product claims or providing false information in advertisements. Misleading advertisements can create unrealistic expectations for consumers and damage the reputation of the company. For example, if a skincare company advertises that its product can remove acne in one day, without scientific proof, this would be considered unethical marketing. Instead, companies should present realistic results, based on research or actual customer experiences. Another important concept is consumer protection. Consumer protection refers to laws, policies, and practices designed to protect consumers from unfair business practices. It ensures that consumers have the right to receive safe products, truthful information, and fair treatment in the marketplace. Companies must ensure that the products they sell meet safety standards and do not cause harm to consumers. In addition, businesses should provide clear product information such as ingredients, instructions for use, and possible side effects. For example, food companies must clearly list the ingredients used in their products so that consumers can avoid allergens or substances that may affect their health. Ethical marketing also includes respecting consumer privacy and data protection. In the digital era, many companies collect customer data for marketing purposes. However, businesses must use this data responsibly and protect it from misuse. For instance, when customers register on an online shopping platform, the company should protect their personal information such as email addresses, phone numbers, and payment details. Using customer data without permission or selling it to other companies without consent would be considered unethical. Another principle of marketing ethics is fair competition. Companies should compete with other businesses in a fair and honest way. This means avoiding negative campaigns, spreading false information about competitors, or copying other companies' products illegally. For example, a company should focus on highlighting the strengths of its own product rather than spreading negative rumors about competitors.